Welcome on over to Automotive World, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Vinny Mystery. We're going to talk about the 2025 Golf R. Now, we have the press kit for it. Now, I want to be honest, we know what the Golf R looks like. We've seen it for quite a while now. We've seen it overseas. But we haven't really gone into a deep dive on it in this channel. And because we're getting the updated model here in North America pretty soon with the updated GTI as well, I want to just go into it and talk about this in depth because honestly, this is kind of, in my opinion, like the Golf has been a little bit of a stagnant model. This one, though, is kind of interesting because VW with the new Tiguan that they announced and just kind of things that they're doing showing, hey, they're trying to kind of go back to the early kind of 2000s where VW was doing that kind of super like premium kind of vibe, like, you know, gave it that real European vibe. And there's some things that just as a long-time VW owner, I've actually noticed on here that I think we should talk about because this might actually bring back some of the spark and the magic that we kind of lost with this previous generation Golf. So the first thing here is let's go over the updates. So we're going instead, we're getting a horsepower upgrade, and we're getting power upgrades in general, and that is what we want to see on the Golf R. This is supposed to be the top dog, the baddest boy. This is supposed to be the segment leader. This is supposed to be faster than the Type R, than Toyota's GR Corolla. So we have VW's 4-cylinder turbo E888 TSI. This engine is pretty much an engine that VW uses in all their models. They use different derivatives and things of that, but it's an engine pretty much that's found in all their models. We now have, instead of the old 315 horsepower, I believe it was, 328 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. That's an increase of 13 horsepower over the 2024. That's what we want to see. This is the Golf R. They're charging a lot of money for this. That's exactly what we want to see. We do have a new headlight design, which I actually think looks quite nice on here. Before VW kind of did, briefly, they did the headlights kind of down here and stuff. Hyundai did it on a few models as well. It was kind of interesting, but I wasn't really the biggest fan of it, but I didn't hate it. But we have a new headlight design, illuminated grille logo, and just, they kind of done some things with the front fascia, little, new bumpers and stuff. I think it looks quite nice, especially in this new blacked out package here. But something else we now have available is the Euro style package. This is a big thing because previously this was only reserved for Golfs in the European market, and one of the big reasons you buy a VW and you buy a Golf R is because it's built in Germany. You want it to feel like a true European car. The fact that we now have this Euro-style package, so cloth seats, no sunroof, this is huge. And I really think this kind of takes me back to like when I had a VW in 2006. I had a B6 Passat. Just those early VWs, you could just tell that, not to say VWs are bad now, because I have a VW now, but you could just tell VWs in the early 2000s had that different European feel that they've honestly kind of lost throughout the years. And that's why I'm excited about this, not only because it's a refresh, but this kind of is, I think it's coming back to some of the glory that we really, really lost on the previous generation. We have that new black edition trim. I think it looks phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Standard features including DCC adaptive chassis. There's only one trim on this. 10.25 inch digital cockpit pro. Touch interfaces, obviously, ambient lighting. IQ Drive, which is VW's, essentially their safety suite. Pretty competitive there. The new starting MSRP is $47,100, so it has gone up a little bit, but it's not too much. And honestly, this was a low volume seller car. It's only gone up by, if you look at it, by like $1,000 or $2,000. Like I said, it did go up, but if you're buying a car like this, honestly, that if $1,000, $2,000 is kind of a deal breaker for you, this probably is not the car for you then. Just saying. But in 2004, we had the Golf R32, legendary model. I missed those models with those VR6s and stuff. But here we are in 2025. Tradition is still going. We are on MK8. Like I said, I think with the previous generation with MK7, we just lost some of that European magic that MK6 had. So I feel like especially with the Golf R, we're really, really coming back to that, especially now that we're getting a Euro package. This is really, really cool. And this is really big because we look here. Golf R, it's in 2 available trims, standard in the new black edition. Black edition has the black exterior accents, badging, as well as genuine carbon fiber interior trim. The newly available Euro style package. This isn't just a looks package, this adds performance because this was unavailable to North American buyers before. With the Euro style package, you get things like cloth seats. Cloth seats are arguably more durable. You also don't get a sunroof, and because you're also going to get lighter sport seats and no sunroof and a titanium exhaust system, the Euro package vehicle spec is going to weigh 80 pounds less than a normal Golf R. So not only with the Golf R, you arguably may be getting better seats, you're getting lighter sport seats. The sunroof you don't get, but the sunroof does add weight because it's glass, so you get weight savings there. Plus you're getting a titanium exhaust system. So this Euro package isn't just like, it's not just like, oh, this is just a cosmetic package. This isn't like, how VW does R line on most of their models. This actually does have some, some performance benefits to it. Now, MK8, current generation, it's top tier performance, but it still looks like a normal Golf. It's something that, it's still relatively practical, but it's not like a Golf R where it has a spoiler or something. Like you can be a professional person. You don't have to worry about people like judging you and all that. This is definitely suited to be a great daily driver, as well as even track it every now and then. This is using their MQB platform. VW's been using this platform for a while. It's very not volatile, very versatile. It's very adaptive, and this is something that's helped VW not only with performance and handling, but just efficiency overall. The wheelbase remains unchanged. The car itself, however, is now a little bit longer, 169.1 inches. So, it's a little bit longer, but the general wheelbase itself remains unchanged. 57.8 inches high and 70.4 inches wide. So what does that mean? It's relatively the same size, but being a little longer, you do get, theory, maybe a little more legroom, a little more cubic space, but it's relatively within the same size package. And remember, we have that Euro style package, so you're going to go down about 80 pounds. So this is still roughly the same size. This really hasn't grown up too much. Really, really nice looking here. Now, VW's gone through a lot. What I love in VW's press releases how they get real technical into this. I mean, they talk about, the reduced lift from the front and rear, getting a drag coefficient of 0.33, which is really cool on a car like this. Obviously having that Euro package and stuff, giving you that titanium exhaust system versus the just traditional quad tip system, which is standard on there. Obviously things like with the Golf R, things we're accustomed to, LED projector headlights, daytime running lights, poor weather lights, new mechanical adaptive front lighting system, dynamic cornering lights, light assist, so basically your high beam control for headlights, so auto high beams and things like that. Standard gloss black mirrors with the R logo on it. We have new door handles which feature illuminated recessed. We have LED tail light clusters as well. Really cool there. Standard two-tone 19-inch forged alloy wheels. The wheels itself now too are also 20% lighter than previous Golf R. So VW is doing a lot of stuff here overall. They're giving us a Euro package, which we like. It's going to give us better exhaust system, lighter seats, no sunroof, weight savings there. VW is giving us more power. That also equates to more performance on a faster vehicle. But VW is also looking at things like the wheels, 20% lighter. That's going to give us more performance. They talk about the enhanced handling. We're using a 235 summer performance tire. It's going to come standard on every Golf R. Obviously, a lot of people who are buying a Golf R, they might keep that tire, or depending on the conditions where they live in, or even if they just want to go with another brand of tire, they might even go with another brand of tire as well. So really cool stuff there. Golf R is available in 3 colors: blue, black, and pure white. Most of the ones I've ever seen are blue and black. I'm going to be honest, I have a white car, and I'm not really a fan of white cars. If I was going to buy one, I would either buy the blue or black. I like the blackout package. Specifically, I think that's the best one, but I would also take the blue one as well because VW does some really nice blues. In terms of other information that we have, expansive 91.1 cubic feet of interior room, 19.9 cubic feet of luggage space, and obviously with the vehicle getting a little bit longer as well, that kind of equates to that. Cargo area, 34.5 cubic feet of space. They say that's enough in there for grocery runs, travel bags, suitcases, or even a full-size bicycle. Really good there. Obviously standard, Napa leather seating, things like that. are stitched onto the back of the headrest there. Driver's seat is going to offer 12-way power adjustment, 3 memory presets. So if you have 2 other people that live with you, you don't have to fight about, hey, can you put my seat back where it was? You got 3 different settings on there. Front seats, heated and ventilated. It is interesting though. They say on here, looking at this, both front seats are heated and ventilated. Limited availability. Rear outboard seats are heated as well. The optional Euro style package on both standard and black edition model. They're going to replace that Napa leather seating with the lighter manually adjusted seating, which is going to be fabric. So obviously that fabric seating, it's not going to have the motor in there, which saves the weight. It's going to be lighter material with it being fabric. And you can argue that fabric is a little bit more durable than leather. Some people might like that because of the weight saving if you're a true enthusiast, or maybe you have, maybe you're like me, you live in Florida. Leather, the sun does wonders to leather. It always cracks and stuff. It always wears it out quicker. Maybe you have dogs and stuff too. If you have kids, just having the fabric seating, it's a little bit more durable, and it's a lot easier to replace fabric seating than replace leather seating. It's a lot cheaper as well. So that might be an option for you there. Driver-centric focus design. This is something VW's been doing for a while, angling the screen slightly towards the driver more. 12.9-inch infotainment system. Nothing crazy there. Kind of what we expect there. There are buttons and haptic keys that are backlit in white. I'm not a fan of the haptic keys, but they do have some buttons on there. That's a solid thing there that we have. Standard climate system there. We know in the Golf R that there is air vents in the back, heated seats in the back, but it's not going to be a triple climate system. It's just going to be a dual climate system. So if you have your passengers in the back seat, hey, you do get some air conditioning, but you don't need to choose your temperature or your speed. So unfortunate there, but like I said, this is a small car. It's okay. The air doesn't have to go too far. In terms of other things, obviously, there's a lot of things on here. Their keyless system, 3-position seating and things like that. Your 3-zone. They do have 3-zone climate control with controls for the rear passengers, but I know on certain models, it's only going to give you air conditioning, like just vents in the back. So obviously, depending on how you do it, how you get it, you can configure it that way. Pretty standard overall, rain sensing wipers, LED reading lights, all the typical stuff that we expect. VW's CarNet with Wi-Fi capability. It allows you to get a data plan and have Wi-Fi in the car and stuff and things like that. Pretty normal stuff that we've always seen on VW. All the normal stuff, Sirius XM, CarPlay, wireless CarPlay, ventilated, interesting new ventilated 15-watt wireless charging pad. It's nice that they ventilated because wireless devices do heat up when they're charging, so ventilating it can allow it to charge at a faster speed for longer. 4 USB-C ports, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. 2 in the rear are charge only, which feature 45-watt fast charging. That's actually really nice. You can actually charge some computers with that, so that's actually really, really cool there. Pretty much everything else that we've gone over before. This is a really, really big one, and obviously too with the Golf R. One other big thing is that this is the only Golf, and this is one of the very few hatchbacks that do feature 4Motion or some sort of all-wheel drive. The only other hatchbacks in America I can think of with 4-wheel drive would be, obviously there's the Golf R, there is the Mazda 3, but that's not really performance-wise in this class. There is the GR Corolla. Now this has more power than the GR Corolla, and it's a little bit more suited for an everyday driver car, where the GR Corolla is really more of a track car, but that does tend to have all-wheel drive. The Civic Type R does not have all-wheel drive, so that's also interesting as well. And then obviously, one of the big things too, we do have to remember, and this is one of the last things we're going to leave off on, because this is the new model, this is 2025. There's no more manual, guys. VW only does manual in one car, and that is still the Jetta GLI. So if you're looking for the manual, you're not going to find it here anymore. You're going to have to go over to either the Type R or the GR Corolla. It's only going to have the DSG. I don't get to make the rules. That's just what it is. Personally, if it was me, I'd buy it with the DSG, but it's only going to have the DSG. So those are the biggest things. I'm really excited to see, though, this new model when it comes out. We're going to be doing some reviews and all that kind of stuff soon as well, and I'll be doing some long-term reviews of my own vehicles and stuff, so stay tuned for that. Let me know what you guys and girls think down below of the new Golf R for 2025. Does it kind of bring back some of that magic, from the early 2000s that VW had with European models and things like that? Or is this just kind of is it just a fad? Is it just fluff? Let me know what you guys and girls think down below. It's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone.